Hi,
Hello.
welcome to Say You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast where Kelly constantly has problems.
Yeah, I changed locations and now everything has gone not well.
No.
Yeah, I have my video turned off for this, so
Yeah, so if
that's
something in the background funny happens, I'll never know.
you will never know unless I turn it on.
Okay. How was your week?
It was okay. I had a moment this week where I was like, you know what? I could quit right now and be okay.
Honestly, I think I may have quit. So you're stronger than I am.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Dealt with a lot this week. I'm telling you right now, the job searching is now very much in fuller force than it was before. I want out.
Oh, I have like 10 job postings in my phone right now that I need to apply for.
Wow, go off.
Let's see. As for me, this is just going to be me ranting.
Okay.
Many things made me very upset this week. And honestly, we need to go back into lockdown because people are not doing well. First off, I saw an article that people caught the plague.
Yeah,
The plague,
the plague.
time to go back in the house.
Like, what year is it, y'all? Can we not? I thought we were
Mm,
better than this.
really time to go back in the house. I can't do this right now. And then to top it all off, every white celebrity is going around talking about how they don't bathe themselves or their children. And we wonder why COVID is still here.
Or why it hasn't come earlier.
Because if you're not bathing regularly, I know you're not washing your hands.
Ugh.
Uh, uh, yeah, that's why I keep hand sanitizer on me.
hmm If we see
Yeah,
any of you celebrities out, we will spray you down with hand sanitizer at the least.
I'm gonna keep a giant bottle of Lysol with me at all times. And if I ever come up to Ashton Kutcher, Christian Bale, Dax Shepard, who else? Jake
Um,
Gyllenhaal. I'm
yeah,
spraying you down immediately
it's on site.
on site. What do you mean you're waiting until you see dirt to start cleaning your? That's disgusting.
That is disgusting. I
And
don't
if
understand that kind of
and if
mentality.
anyone uses the rationale that cleaning yourself every day dries out your skin, have you never heard of lotion?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you haven't. That's why you age like milk. But lotion, please.
Like I get the washing your hair every other day, but wash your damn
Yeah,
body.
please.
Wash your body. You sweat, you touch things, you go outside.
You're sweating at all times.
Yeah, you play with your dog, you know, you do a bunch of stuff. There's dirt on you.
It's one thing if you don't leave the house for the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just don't shower that night. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But you should never go more than 2 days without taking a shower ever in any situation ever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you leave your house, you need to take a shower. I
Yeah.
I promise you, you were sweat. Even if you don't feel like you were sweating, you were
You
sweating.
were. Yeah.
Please go take a shower.
We're begging you.
I'm begging you. But I'll get off my soapbox now.
Your soap box.
Shut up. I have stuff to do today, so like
Okay.
let's
let's
let's do this.
let's go. Okay. So this week we are sticking with the 90s movies and we are doing Death Becomes Her. So we start this movie out on Broadway in 1978 and Madeline Ashton is in Songbird.
Fakest
A
name I've ever heard in my entire life.
yeah, it's a terrible musical name. No wonder it did terribly. And we see people leaving the theater and totally hating on the musical and on Madeline herself.
They were overreacting.
They really
It
were.
was not that bad.
It was not. Just from the one song that we do see, it's not bad.
It's not that bad. Was it annoying? Yes, but like
A little.
was it I'm leaving this Broadway show I just paid probably hundreds of dollars to see?
Right.
No.
Right. Like some of these people that you see leaving, they're leaving from the front row.
Yeah.
Those are expensive seats.
Yes, they are.
Do not. Even if I bought tickets to something like that and I had to get that close, I am staying throughout the whole thing.
And then honestly, was the show over or were people just leaving after that song?
Uh, I don't know, because wasn't that the last song? I thought they
I
like gave her a
see
standing ovation at the end.
that I don't know because the song was over and then seemingly everyone just got up and left. So I didn't know if
Yeah.
the show was over or if the just that song was like the tipping point and everyone left.
Maybe it was like the end of the first act and people are like, you know what? I'm not even gonna stay for the second. Let's just go.
Oh, yeah, because there was no bows, there was no
Mm-mm.
nothing. So maybe.
Maybe. We don't know. But yeah, we see Madeline on stage singing a song from the musical. People are leaving still mid performance or sleeping. And there is one couple with the man saying that Madeline is sensational.
He looks like that serial killer from the Lovely Bones.
He really does, though.
I
And I
thought
think it's the mustache.
it's the mustache.
It's
It's the
100% the
mustache.
mustache. Like, I think if you shaved that off, he would have looked like a normal man.
Maybe. Maybe.
So after the performance of the song, said man who said that Madeline was sensational gives a standing ovation. So after the show, Madeline is in her dressing room, and after, I don't know if she's an assistant or a maid because she seemingly does both. Her name is Rose, tells her that Helen Sharp and a man are there to see her. There's a knock at the door, and Madeline dramatically rearranges herself before Rose lets her in. Helen and Madeline embrace like old friends before the man from earlier, whose name is Dr. Ernest Menville, enters, and Helen introduces him as her fiance. Ernest tells Madeline how much he loved the show, and I'm gonna call her Mad for the rest of this because I don't want to say Madeline the whole time.
Sure.
Mad recognizes him as the famous plastic surgeon. They both gush about each other, but Helen says he has a thing for her, and it shows. It really does.
It does. He didn't even try to hide it.
No, absolutely not. He did the weird like stare with like your eyes bugged out and like mouth kind of open and just like breathe heavily. If anybody does that to you guys, just walk away immediately. That's not normal. So Mad asks Helen about her writing thing, and Ernest tells her that she's a great writer. Mad then asks Ernest if she looks like she's starting to need him. And she really means plastic surgery. And he looks like so into her at that moment. And Helen has to break it up. Mad asks if they have a wedding date, and Helen and Ernest give different answers.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, we do. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Nothing set in stone.
Yeah, I don't think we've got a couple of dates in mind, but we haven't really, you know, set the date.
You know,
really.
anything could happen.
We then see Ernest performing some kind of surgery when Mad stops by with flowers and champagne. We then flash to Helen, who is upset that Ernest went to dinner with Mad.
I would have been upset too.
Right, same.
It was like, I told you I don't like her. Why are you going out to dinner with her?
Right. And like, it's not just a business dinner. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that. If it was a business dinner, she would have called your office, not shown up with flowers and champagne.
No one goes on a business dinner to get advice on plastic surgery. That's not a thing. You go into his office, you make an appointment.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Right. So Ernest tells her it was just a business dinner, but Helen thinks otherwise because Mad has stolen men from her before. It admits that she took him to see Mad as a test and begs him not to fail.
Why is she friends with her?
I honestly have no idea. I think it's one of those, like, I know one person from like my old high school or whatever, and like we've somehow latched onto each other and we can't let go
Oh
now.
no.
Yeah.
No. One
I don't know how
her
that
stealing
goes.
her stealing one of her boyfriends is terrible, but like
Multiple?
that's something I could let slide. Like,
Yeah.
sure, like you can't help who you fall in love with, but if
Mhm.
that happens more than once, oh
Right.
no,
Mm-mm.
we're not friends anymore.
There's something going on
There's
there.
something going on there. There's some deep rooted jealousy going on there, and I don't like that.
Insecurity,
Yeah,
something. Ernest then reassures her that he wants nothing to do with Mad.
I
We then
screamed.
see
I screamed.
we then see a wedding taking place between Mad and Ernest.
I would burn down that church with everyone inside of it, including myself.
The fact that Helen didn't do that,
The
the
fact that Helen went to
restraint.
the wedding is
Exactly. Why would she
ridiculous to me.
go? That's a glutton for punishment right
Yeah,
there.
I would have killed them both and happily went to jail
Mm-hmm.
with a smile on my face every single day I'm in there.
Right. So Helen has come to the wedding, and we see her coming down from the top of the church, and she's wringing a handkerchief so hard that she draws blood from her hands.
It's not possible, but okay.
It's not fun. Yeah. You can give yourself a maybe a tiny burn on your hand, but not blood.
No.
So 7 years pass, and we see a bigger woman with multiple cats that turns out to be Helen.
I literally wrote, "Oh no, Helen." Sweetie,
No,
we
we don't
don't
do
we
that.
don't do that.
We don't.
We don't get fed after a heartbreak. We get revenge bodies.
Right. You can adopt cats. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Just,
Two is the
you know,
max.
take care of yourself and your apartment,
Yes.
please, or get help, please.
Yes.
I don't know what she's eating from a can, but it looks like to be some type of cream. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be whipped cream, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. But
Who
she
knows?
takes a can of cream from the cupboard and she goes to watch TV when Helen's landlord comes by to give her her final eviction notice, which she ignores to watch Helen die on TV multiple times, which
Hmm.
screams mental unwellness.
Yes. Like she needs to be in a psych ward immediately.
Mhm. I mean, so the police are there with the landlord and they break in to arrest her, and she fights to watch Mad die on TV again. Helen is in a group therapy session in a psychiatric hospital, and the psychologist asks if she'd like to talk about anything. And eventually, Helen says that she wants to talk about Mad, which sets off the other women in the ward. The psychologist drags Helen to her office and says after 6 months of therapy, there's no change in Helen with her weight or her mental health.
You know you're down bad when your therapist starts yelling at you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know you are at rock bottom when your therapist has to sit you down and yell at you.
Right. Like, because you've broken your therapist.
I'm convinced that's what really like gave her her light bulb moment. That's what she was like,
Probably.
oh.
I wouldn't be surprised.
She's like, it's like that now.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let me fix myself. I'm so
Right.
sorry.
So the person who like has to help me as her job cannot help me. So
Yeah.
you know what?
Maybe let's rethink some life choices.
Right.
Did she rethink them well? No.
No, absolutely not.
But what happens happens.
Yeah. So the therapist tells Helen that for her to move past Mad, she has to totally forget about her and eliminate her from her mind, which catches Helen's attention. After another 7 years, we're in Beverly Hills and a delivery has shown up to Mad and Ernest's house. A maid brings up food and wakes up Mad, who is covered in bandages from a recent plastic surgery. Rose, the maid, reassures Mad herself, telling her to tell her that she looks younger every day before handing her breakfast with tickets to Helen's book party. Mad opens it and reads the title of her book, Forever Young, and laughs at it and her. Mad then asks where Ernest is because his side of the bed is perfectly made, and Rose tells her that he slept upstairs. Ernest is passed out in front of the TV, and Rose shuts off his pager that's been beeping and wakes him up to a Bloody Mary and some medicine.
Helen dodged a bullet. She
Yeah.
she really did. This man is a drunk now and an embalmer.
Yeah.
Like he's not even like a full-fledged doctor anymore. Like he's working on dead bodies
Life went downhill very quickly.
very quickly. How they're still able to live this lifestyle on an embalmer's salary, I'll never know.
Right. Like I get that he works on celebrities, but maybe not just celebrities, but like how much does that cost?
It can't cost much.
Yeah, it can't cost as much as what they're making it out to be. Because the house in this movie, if you haven't seen it, is very
Gigantic.
beautiful. Yeah. They have land plus a huge house.
Mm-hmm.
And like wait staff. Come on.
Yeah. There must be some mob money in there somehow.
Yeah, there has to be. So he wakes up and asks if quote unquote it is up, and Rose tells him that it is in the bath. And she also tells him his pager has been beeping from Mr. Franklin. Ernest is on his way out when he runs into Mad, and you can tell why he's been sleeping away from her. She like tears him apart immediately the second they see each other. It's not a healthy marriage. Let's just say that.
And she's bitter because it's been 14 years and she's aged 14 years. Like,
yeah. The problem's not with him, it's with her.
Yeah.
So Ernest shows up to a mortuary with Mr. Franklin there and tells him that Armando Reeves has died. He drowned in his hot tub while making love to his 18-year-old fiance from Cuba.
Disgusting.
First of all, he deserved what he got.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't die, I would have said jail. He's very bloated and has an uncharacteristically happy expression on his face that he wants Ernest to change. Matt has
How
shown
long
up.
was he dead?
I don't know.
Because I feel like if they had just moved his mouth immediately after he died, it would have been all over. Did they wait like a couple of hours until he went into rigor mortis? It was like, oh, he's smiling.
Right. Because if he died with his fiance there, she should have like immediately been like, whoa, wait.
Right.
911, we need help. So Matt has shown up for an appointment at some salon spa. Don't exactly know
don't
where.
know what it was.
We didn't even see the front of the building. We just see her walk in and say she has an appointment. She has an appointment with Anna, who she says to give her the works because she has an important party that night. While they're on their way to Mad's room, we see a woman open one of the other doors, and we see a machine with red liquid being pumped into a man on a circular,
what was that?
Bed. I don't know.
Like, if this happened in like 2018, I would be like, oh, that's a vampire facial. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, me neither. And there was a lot of whatever that is going into him.
Yeah. Is that how rich people are living? Because that's scary.
Yeah, y'all can afford to not take baths, but y'all can do this for stuff.
Yeah, the priorities are all off.
Yeah,
all off.
Really though. So in Mad's room, Anna tells Mad that having another plasma separation treatment before 6 months is dangerous, but Mad wants it anyway. What plasma separation is? No idea.
Doesn't seem helpful to the aging process to me.
It doesn't. It sounds very dangerous.
That's just like taking parts of your blood cells apart. That doesn't seem like that would help with aging in any way.
Are they trying to be like, if we separate it, then they'll make new, like, healthy cells?
But that's blood. That doesn't have anything to do with your cells.
I don't know.
It was just weird, very weird. And then that seems very dangerous.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying.
That seems like that could cause an autoimmune disease or something. That seems very dangerous.
Right. Or I feel like some type of like organ failure.
Or
I don't know.
blood clots or something. That does not sound good.
I feel like if you do that, it reveals like terrible things that are inside you that were fine before you messed with it.
Yeah. If that's a real thing, please don't do that.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Please.
So Anna tries to give different options, but Matt tells her that nothing works for her anymore. before going to leave. She comes back when she tells her that she'd offer her any amount of money because she wants like change so bad.
Okay, so for someone who says she's tried everything, she doesn't seem to have tried everything.
Yeah.
Like literally all she really needed was a little bit of Botox and then like a boob lift. Like that's all she needed.
Yeah, really though.
But like
The
maybe
rest was like natural aging process that
yeah,
I don't think you can reverse.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So they are interrupted by a cough from Mr. Chagall, who, when did he get into this room?
Who oh, that was scary.
Yeah.
That was scary. Like
Yeah.
literally the camera panned to that seat and he was not there. They turned for 5 seconds, turned back to the seat and he was there.
Yeah.
Frightening.
Yeah. He was just lounging like he's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
So Mr. Chagall is there and he sends Anna away. Matt apologizes, but he says he sympathizes with her, but tells her that they are but mere mortals and are restricted by the laws of nature. He's also having this weird twitching thing happening to his face. Like one of his eyes just like keeps freaking out. Matt is yeah, there's something not right going on with this man.
Not right going on here.
Matt is confused but accepts that they can't do anything for her. When he brings up the object of money, she says she wasn't kidding and that it wasn't an issue. Chagall then turns off the camera that's in the room. Why is there a camera in the room?
Got me. I don't know.
Aren't people like getting undressed in this room
Isn't
for like
this right? Are there not
procedures?
medical procedures happening here?
Right.
That's weird.
That's illegal. So Chagall turns the camera off and asks if she's heard about, oh man, it's been a minute since I watched the movie. Is it Lisle?
Yeah, I thought it was Lisle.
Okay, because the way they spell it doesn't look like Lisle. So he asks if she has heard about Lisle von Rumen, who would be willing to help her anytime, and hands her a business card before leaving. Mad then calls Chagall a weirdo before ripping up the business card. That night, Ernest and Mad are on their way to Helen's party, and when they arrive, it's very impressive. Ernest is then at the bar when he is noticed by a woman named Vivian Adams. She thanks him for taking such good care of her aunt, who I guess had passed away sometime, and for making her look so good for her funeral. She said it would have been a waste to bury her, which, no thanks. And when she asks him how he did it, he tells her it's spray paint.
Yeah. Something called mannequin spray paint. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah.
He goes into great detail of the process before scaring off Vivian.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know that either.
Yeah, I would not.
Embalmers do not mention to people how you make their loved ones not look dead. Please, please don't do that.
Don't do it.
I don't need to know about all the organ sucking. I don't need to know about all the spray paint you're putting on their skin. Nope. I don't need to know about the fact that you had to wire their mouth shut. I don't need to know any of that.
No, we're good.
Please, no.
We're good. I'll just accept the fact that they look great.
Right.
I'm pay you and you can go on your way.
I'm going to pretend like they're sleeping and go on with my day.
Exactly. So he leaves the bar and joins Mad, asking if she's seen Helen, when she says she isn't even there yet. They hear clapping and turn to look at the back of a bigger woman being photographed, who they assume is Helen. Mad then starts to comment about her weight when the woman moves aside, revealing a very good-looking Helen in a red dress.
Now that's how you show them up, Helen. That's what you should have did from the beginning.
Right. Get a hold on your mental health first and foremost, and then work on yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mad then says that they have to leave, but Ernest says they should go and talk to her. Mad says that she'll talk to her alone, and as she approaches, time seems to slow down before she turns around to walk away, but she is caught by Helen. They embrace, and Ernest waves to her from behind Mad's back, and Helen looks upset. They talk, and Helen says she's surprised that Matt even came. Helen then asks how her and Ernest are doing, and Mad lies, saying that they are happy. And she feels terrible for stealing him from her. And Helen tells her that it isn't her fault, and it's Ernest for leaving her and going to him before kissing her on the cheek. We can blame the man, I guess.
In this scenario, they're both at fault, but
yeah, there was a motive.
Yeah.
From Mad, so she's just as much at fault. So Mad is at the book table with Vivian and another woman, and when she tells them how old Helen really is, they are shocked. She's 50, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They say in this movie, and if you've seen her, she does not look anybody's 50.
No.
Anybody's 50, at least for a white woman. I'm just saying. Mad then sees Ernest being walked to a private spot with Helen and watches them talk. Helen can see that Ernest is unhappy, and he tells her that he'd sell his soul to operate again. Helen reassures him and says that Mad is the problem, and says the reverse of what she told Mad, that she is the problem and not him.
Mm-hmm. Are we ever told why he can't operate? I know he's like, is it because of his drinking? They never tell
Maybe
us.
I don't know, and it's not like,
in which case he could just stop drinking,
right? It's not like Mad would have forced him to become an embalmer.
Yeah,
he would have wanted him to stay a plastic surgeon.
Yeah, that was weird to me.
Yeah, it never made sense.
How they never explained that.
Like, he gets so angry about it later, and we're all like, bro, when did she ever tell you to change? So back home, Ernest looks at a picture he has of him and Helen, which, why did he keep, by the way? You were the one that left her.
We already know he's grimy.
Yeah.
There's no explanation needed. He's a grimy man.
Yeah. Before he hears Mad leaving the house. Mad then goes to see Dakota, a younger guy.
He has a name?
Yeah, his name is Dakota.
Do not remember him ever saying his name or her ever saying his name, but okay. Okay.
And she finds that they aren't alone. She hears a woman in his house and asks who it is, and he's lying very terribly.
Yeah. Why even lie?
Right. Just like, at that point, just say there is somebody in there, because he was getting like halfway through sentences and having to pause.
He could have been like, yeah, there's someone here, come back in 30 minutes.
Right. Like, if you're chill with that, come back later. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm a little busy.
And then why was she so butthurt that he had someone else? You're married.
Right. You're married.
You're married. See, this is why I can't do with like affairs. Like, I couldn't be me. How are you going to get jealous when you're the married one?
Exactly. Like, if you're unhappy, leave. If something's wrong, leave. If you can't work on it, leave. Okay? Yeah. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, no.
Just leave. Okay? Don't go out and find somebody else to quote unquote help you through it or whatever.
And then get jealous when they start dating other people. Yeah. Right.
Don't. Gross. So Dakota gets upset at her for treating him that way and mentions that someone thought they looked ridiculous together, and tells her to find someone her own age, which sets her off. Mad then angrily drives off. While she's driving, it's raining and she's driving very crazy through
oh my
LA.
Gosh, the fact that she didn't die is a miracle.
I thought she was going to die here. TBH.
Literally could not see out of her
windshield.
Out of her windshield. Driving in between lanes.
Yeah.
On the wrong side of the street.
Hard.
Yeah. She should have died.
She really should have. So she then notices her reflection in her rearview mirror, and she stops the car. And she survives this.
Yeah. she was going like 80 and then she just full stopped.
Yeah, full stop. The car behind her like barely misses her before like going around her. She then dumps out her entire purse to find something to fix herself when she notices the card Chagall gave her. We then see Helen performing in front of her mirror before leaving her house, and we see her like little desk mirror is covered in photos of Mad and a calendar that shows 3 days before she eliminates her. Mad is driving to the address on the card and finds a huge dark mansion. When she goes to ring the door, is answered by a man who reassures her that she's been expected. She's led into the house and Mad waits around while the man goes to let Lisle know that she's there. Mad looks around before the man comes back and leads her to a man sitting alone, half dressed, by the way. I think every man in this house is half dressed that works for Lisle.
They're either not wearing a shirt or they're not wearing pants. It's weird.
It's one or the other.
Yeah. And then Lisle, don't get me started on Lisle. Please.
Oh my gosh. Yo. So the man leads her to a half-naked man and she sits next to him. I don't know why she has to sit next to him, but she does.
Yeah.
A woman starts speaking and she's actually sitting in a chair at the fireplace that's kind of facing away from Mad and tells her that she's hoped that she would come. Lisle is dressed strangely. She's literally just wearing a necklace and a sheet that's tied to her waist.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
That's the most amount of clothes you'll ever see her in.
No, the ending dress, that's a little more. It covers her arms. And some of her chest.
Okay.
So she tells Mad that she thought her face was so beautiful on screen and that her husband is just as famous as she is. She tells Mad that they are creatures of spring, and Mad gets up to leave because she thinks she's crazy, but Lisle tells her that Mad is scared of herself and the body she once knew and says that she knows her secret. Helen then shows up to Ernest and Mad's house asking for Mad, and Ernest asks how she got in because he didn't hear the gate open.
Yeah.
But she doesn't answer, but asks him to tell her to leave, and Ernest is confused. She then tries to seduce him, and he looks even more confused. He looks like turned on, but confused at the same time.
I would be confused too. Like, why are you here?
Yeah. Also, Ernest is kind of dumb.
Oh, literally wrote that. I literally wrote, Ernest is an idiot. I've never seen a man so easily manipulated.
But yeah, she's literally like, tell me to leave. And he's like, but you just got here.
Like, do you know how much of an idiot you have to be talked into killing someone in like 5 minutes? Like, not even over like a span of like days or weeks. She talks you into it in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, she's literally just like, you know what? Let's just kill Mad. And he's like, I'm in. Say less.
He's like, here's this plan I just thought of.
Right.
And he's like, great.
I'm glad someone has a plan because it's not me.
It's never me.
So back with Lisle, she continues to sympathize with Mad about her getting old, and Mad says that it's just the natural law, which sets off Lisle. She catches Mad looking at a box guarded by 2 Dobermans, and that's it. And gets the box. It's kind of Egyptian looking.
Yeah, even though Lisle is very much white.
Yeah, we don't know where this came from, and we never get an explanation.
Or how they get more.
Yeah, true.
Never explained.
Yeah, we don't see like some weird cauldron full of stuff or anybody making it. It's just
in a box.
It's just there. So she opens the box and it holds a little perfume looking kind of bottle. And the woman tells her that it's a touch of magic, a potion. And when Mad asks what it does, the woman asks her how old she thinks she is. Mad guesses some ages, but the woman tells her that she's actually 71, even though she looks like she's about, I don't know, late 20s, early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisle tells her it stops the aging process, and Mad instantly asks how much it is. Liesl tells her that the price is different for everyone, and then she writes it down and shows Mad, and Mad laughs and goes to leave, but she makes her stay. We never
We
know how
we
much it
never know how
costs.
much it is.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. She literally writes it on a paper, shows it to her, and burns it.
Yeah. I mean, personally, living forever sounds like hell to me.
True.
But for someone who's like exceptionally beautiful, I'm guessing whatever amount it is would be worth it.
I guess. But
I
like
guess.
why is it different for everyone? That's what I want to know.
Maybe she believes in equality and she does it based on like your net worth.
Okay, so like if somebody like with a little less in their bank account came in and she's like, you know what? You can slide me a cool 1,000 and we're good.
Yeah, like if I walked in there right now, she'd be like, "Sweetie, just give me $5."
Right, exactly. She's all like, I don't even have to check your bank account. I could just look at your car and you and be like, you know what, 15's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
How about you treat me to like Taco Bell, you know what? And
Yeah.
that's good enough for me.
Can I get something off the dollar menu? Is that too
Right.
much?
Right. Is the value menu too much? I'll only get 2 things, I swear.
I
It won't
swear.
it won't be over $5. So Liesel opens the bottle and then pricks Mad's finger and puts a drop of the tonic on it, and it de-ages her hand.
How that
And Mad
doesn't
asks,
affect the rest of her body doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, because she literally put it in her
She put it in
bloodstream.
her blood.
It should have traveled.
Whoever wrote this movie does not understand blood at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. They literally looked at it and was like, you know what? This is how it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
if she put it on her hand only, I would have understood.
Yeah.
But you put it in the
You
bloodstream,
put it in
my
her
man.
bloodstream. That's going into her entire body.
Yeah, it's being flushed around everywhere. I don't know. So Mad then asks Liesel how much it is and says, is the check okay? Liesel warns her that she is entitled to care there for 10 years and then she has to fade from the spotlight so no one notices how she isn't aging.
Even though she's already 50.
Yeah, like she should have left immediately.
Like that 10 years isn't going to work.
It's not.
Like 50 to 60, like everybody's
Yeah.
going to be like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Maybe if she was 40.
Yeah.
Maybe if she was 40.
Yeah, because the transformation is drastic.
Drastic.
It's drastic.
Like all like her frown lines and
Her hair
everything
color.
gone, hair color, hair texture. Like it's like more voluminous now and like thicker.
Right.
And
like
then like
maybe you could explain away the hair, but everything else.
yeah. No. And then her like her waist.
Yeah, her waist gets cinched.
Yeah. And then her boobs go up higher.
Uh-huh.
And her neck seemingly gets longer. Like that was weird to
Yeah,
me.
it was weird. It like elongated her neck for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know how she would have been able to get 10 years. Maybe 4. And then people were like, what's going on here?
Yeah, because after that they would have been like, oh, you're getting closer to 60.
Right.
It's supposed to show. So Mad hands her a check and she then drinks the liquid. Her whole body lights up and she shakes a little before Liesel tells her to take care of her body before giving her a pin.
She didn't explain that well.
She really didn't.
This is what I want to say for right now. She didn't explain that well.
Yeah. Mad goes to leave and catches her reflection in the mirror and thinks it hasn't worked, but watches as her body gets tighter and younger and she is happy.
Oh, and her butt went like 2 inches up.
Yeah. It lifted a little bit.
A little.
A little. So Ernest and Helen are fooling around when Helen pulls away and says that she can't do this. She says that he's been ruined, and that Mad is breaking his heart. Ernest admits that he's going to divorce her, and Helen says that's exactly what Mad wants to do to him because he'll end up with nothing.
Which isn't true.
Which isn't true.
He would end up with half.
Yeah, that's how California divorces works. Maybe the writer wasn't from California and decided not
Could
to do any research.
I'm convinced whoever wrote this movie did absolutely no research at all. Because we had
Yeah,
the plasma thing that didn't make any sense.
yeah,
The fact that they put the potion into her blood and it didn't affect her entire body. And
right.
then this.
California divorce. Like,
Didn't understand California divorce.
it's always 50-50,
Yeah.
unless you have a prenup,
Yeah.
which I'm sure they do.
And even then, if you have a good lawyer, you can get that thrown out.
Yeah, for sure. So Helen says that she can't get away with it, but Ernest has given up. Helen tells him of a plan to get away, which turns out to be a plan to murder Mad.
Let me tell you something. One thing.
Yeah.
If you're having an affair with someone and they tell you to kill your spouse, they are either one trying to marry you so that eventually they can kill you and get all your money,
Yeah.
or two, they're working with your spouse. Those are the only
Yeah.
two things I can see that would work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I truly doubt that they love you enough that they're like, let's just kill this person and we'll be together forever. I truly doubt that.
Yeah. Also, that just sounds very unstable to me. And I would have just been
Yeah.
like, you know what?
I'm like,
Maybe
that's
not.
great. That's great. We'll work on this tomorrow as I'm slowly dialing 911.
Right, right. Let's sleep on it, make
Yeah.
sure we're really okay with this, and then
Yeah.
we'll do it. You know what I
I
mean?
need to memorize the plan first. So let me go to sleep
Hmm.
and then
Yeah.
I'll write it down 100 times tomorrow.
While I'm at a police station,
Yeah.
giving them your information.
I have a buddy there. I think
Yeah.
you'll like him. I'm just gonna give him your phone number.
Yeah, y'all can talk. It's okay.
Yeah.
So Helen says that when Mad goes to sleep, Ernest will go to the study and cover each type of wine glass with narcanol. I've never heard of narcanol. It
It's not
makes
a
me
real
think like it's
thing
not real.
because when I was typing it in, when I was doing my notes, like it kept coming up as like an error, like
Yeah.
it wasn't a word, and I was like, oh, so it's not a thing.
Yeah,
Cool.
mine has a red squiggle underneath
Yeah.
it, which she says is a powerful alcohol-based tranquilizer. And when Helen calls, she'll get herself invited for dinner. And at dinner, Helen will propose a toast, and the narcanol covered glass will knock out Mad. And they'll make it look like Mad died by staging her to look like she was drunk and drove herself off a cliff. And it will be the perfect crime, and they will be free.
This plan was awful. Um, One thing, the narcanol would not dissolve in her body if she's dead.
Yeah, it wouldn't
You
have time to process.
you need circulation, you need white blood cells to dissolve the poison. It wouldn't dissolve if she's dead.
They would have had to keep her alive for a while.
A while,
Yeah,
which seemingly was not a part of their plan. They
no.
seemingly immediately gave her the poison, immediately put her in a car, put way too much alcohol in there.
Yeah. There's like 20 bottles in the car.
20 bottles, and they poured it on
Poured
the
it on the
outside of the
car.
car. I
Yeah.
was like, that's suspicious.
Yeah. Like I
Bad.
would get it if there was like maybe 4 bottles in there
Yeah.
and like maybe one is unopened. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But like the
There were
amount
like
of bottles.
there was like 20 bottles of empty alcohol in that
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. Also, how did they get her to hold on to the steering wheel and push the gas pedal without like some kind of something to keep her stuck there?
I have no idea.
Because they never mentioned like sticking tape or like somehow sticking her leg out and keeping it like out to step on the gas pedal. They literally just show it stuck there.
Yeah, made no sense to me.
Yeah. This is not the perfect crime.
And then wouldn't their handprints be all over that car and the bottles because they weren't wearing gloves?
They weren't. Like, I get that the car burned, but someone's gonna notice. Someone's gonna find something.
And then their plan was for one of them to call the police to report a drunk driver. That's a trail.
Yeah, it is. It shows you in the vicinity.
Those calls are recorded.
Yeah. Yeah.
All bad.
Yeah, because they're immediately going to look into Helen and Ernest and going to find that they were once engaged. They're going to find the list of men that Mad stole from Helen. Like,
They'll know from Helen's previous institutionalized visit
oh,
that she
yeah.
hates Mad. It would have
Yeah.
been all bad.
Oh my gosh. And her hotel room. It has all those pictures of Mad in an eliminate her
Yeah.
banner.
Yeah. For someone who's been spending 7 years planning this out, she didn't do it well.
She really didn't. She really didn't. And she said it was the perfect crime. Like, come on
Yeah.
now. Come on.
If she really wanted a perfect crime, no, keep on. No, 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 no,
We're not going to incriminate anybody here.
no,
So
no ideas given.
after hearing all that, Ernest says that they can't do it. But the prospect of starting his life all over again, he gives in. Mad then drives into her house while Helen walks out. When Mad gets in, Ernest spots her and he watches as she goes to her room and gets changed. Ernest confronts her as she leaves the room. He accuses her of using him, and when he calls her cheap, she goes off, calling him names and says that he's not even a real man anymore.
Oh, she went off. Like
She really
she
went off.
did not hold back. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow, Helen, how do you really feel?
Right?
Or
Like
not Helen, Mad. How do you really feel?
She really did not have to go that hard. I will just say right now.
She did not.
She did not.
She did not.
Ernest snaps and chokes her, but lets her go before she can die. But she's balanced precariously above the stairs and asks him to help her up and calls him a name, which then makes him push her down.
Why would you insult someone who could save your life?
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Also, even if he did save her, she needed to leave him. Any person that's can get upset and start choking you, no.
Yeah. Like you shouldn't be verbally abusive like that, but the fact that he actually did snap.
Yeah.
He could do it again.
He could do that again.
100%.
Yeah, no, leave that house.
Yeah, leave, go. Divorce him. So she falls down the stairs and dies. And also, can I just say her death scene on the stairs was very long.
Oh my gosh.
There were different angles. Like, we get it. She's dead. Mad is then in a heap on the floor, and Ernest goes to her and checks her pulse. And when he finds none, freaks out and calls Helen and tells her that he killed her. Helen asks how he could go off the plan, and they continue talking while we see Mad putting herself back together behind Ernest.
The animation was awful.
Yeah.
It looked just as bad as the animation in Who Framed Roger Rabbit when, spoiler alert, even though this movie's been out for like 30 plus years, when the inspector guy turns out to be a toon and he like starts like wobbling after he's been flattened. That's how that's how bad it looks.
Yeah, it's a little janky.
It's janky.
It's janky. So Helen is coaching Ernest on what to say and do with the police when Mad approaches Ernest. Her head is backward and he freaks out, but Mad tells him she just needs to make a call. And when Ernest points out that her head is backward, she freaks out. Mad asks what's wrong with her and tells him to fix it. And when he won't, she does it for him. But looking at her neck, there's still something wrong with it. And she tells him that she needs to go to a doctor. Ernest then races her to the hospital and freaks out. Mad tells the doctor that she fell down the stairs, and when he goes to check her, finds that her wrist is fractured and that her neck is broken.
Yes.
Like two vertebrae are broken.
Yes.
So the doctor and Ernest thinks she's in shock, but when he goes to check for a heartbeat, he doesn't find anything.
What I thought was so funny was that Ernest, who is a doctor, was like, check her for shock. You can't check someone for shock.
You can't.
You can't.
It's just it's a response from your body. It's not like they're telltale signs.
Now I see why he's no longer practicing medicine.
Like, I'm sure people get the like elevated heart rate and stuff like that, but I feel like it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
We're not doctors, by the way.
We say this every episode. We are not doctors.
Yeah.
We are not Egyptologists. We are not
No. Just for the record,
anything.
I graduated with a music degree. He graduated with a business one.
Yes, a
So
business one that I
anything
may or may not ever get to use.
anything not in those realms, take it with a huge grain of salt.
Even within those realms. Don't take business advice from me. I know nothing.
I just know how to write papers.
Yeah, I know how to. I can write you a paper. You want me to write you a paper?
So the doctor says that he needs to go get a second opinion and leaves the room. And Ernest, because by all accounts she's dead. So he goes to get a second opinion, and Ernest just confirms it. And when he mentions that she is in violation of every nature of law, she is shocked and passed out. Ernest then leaves to go find her help, but he finds people dying or in need of urgent care and just goes back to her room. He finds the room empty and a nurse there, and she tells him that she's sorry for his loss and that she's dead and was taken down to the morgue.
Oh, and
He
that
tells,
didn't that doctor like have like a heart attack or something?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's who was dying in the other room.
yeah.
So he says that she will be furious and goes to find her. On his way to the morgue, Ernest passes 3 crying floating nuns, which are never mentioned again, by the way.
That was horrifying. There's so many like small little parts of this movie that are horrifying.
Uh-huh.
That was one of them.
Yeah. They're literally just walking down the hall from the morgue, floating and crying.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah, like that's the last thing I want to see going down to the morgue. Like, don't do that to me right now. So in the morgue, Ernest opens the fridge and the body bag, and there is Mad. She starts to freak out, but Ernest is excited and takes it as a sign or a miracle that they are meant for one another because she is still alive after he killed her. Helen is outside Mad's house when Ernest speeds. Oh, what did I write here? Helen is outside Mad's house. Yes. And Ernest speeds up to the house, and she sees what she thinks is Mad's dead body in the front seat. Ernest heads into the grounds, and Helen watches from the gate as he pulls Mad's body into the house. Helen climbs the gate and sneaks to the house, but freaks out when the car is started again and goes to run, but trips and is almost run over.
Oh, like half an inch away from being run over.
Yeah.
Like, if he had blinked one more time, her head would have been clean off.
Yeah, would have been crushed. Helen then drives her car after and follows Ernest to a place where he gets formaldehyde. Ernest looks like he's dressing a corpse, but it turns out to be Mad. Well, which is true. She's dead.
Why was he filling her with formaldehyde? That didn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't know what formaldehyde is used for.
It's used to stop your organs from deteriorating, liquefying.
Oh, then yeah, maybe she does need that so she doesn't look like.
Sorry for that visual. But like, will her organs liquefy? Because then that makes no sense.
I mean, she'll live.
Like, she'll live. She doesn't. Whatever.
I think it's more for appearance than anything, because like if the insides go away, then how will she look? Full?
Skinny queen. Skinny queen.
I mean, she really could have. They really could have just taken out some organs. They literally could have treated her like a Build-A-Bear.
Like Doja Cat said, skinny like Wiz Khalifa.
Yes.
Like,
skinny
yeah.
Wiz Khalifa. So the phone, Ernest is working, and Matt asks who keeps calling, and Ernest just rips the cord out of the wall. Ernest is still working on Mad when she moves. He's doing her face makeup and messes up his work. He leaves her to go get more supplies and goes down the stairs to find Helen. She asks where Mad's body is when he's covered with paint. And when she asks what's going on, he drags her outside. Ernest tells Helen that she's resting, and Helen says that she's dead and says that they have to hide the body while Mad listens from upstairs. Ernest tries to talk to her again when Mad shows up and asks what they've been plotting. Helen is in shock and Ernest tells her to go. When he follows Mad, he sees that she's taken a shotgun off the wall and Mad shoots Helen into the fountain. Zero hesitation, by the way.
Zero hesitation. And what's her name? Helen?
Mhm.
Helen, like her entire stomach is gone.
Yeah. I mean, she kind of point blank shot a shotgun into Helen's stomach.
Yeah.
So her stomach is just gone.
Gone.
Ernest is shocked, but Mad is unbothered, saying she was protecting herself. Ernest is still freaking out about the police, but Mad says they'll bury Helen like they were planning to bury her. He says he won't do it, but she threatens him with the knowledge that he's a murderer, and he goes along. I mean, she really could have, though.
Yeah.
Because she is dead. She just wouldn't have to blink or, like, move.
How she would get out of the body bag at the morgue, though.
True, and the fridge.
Yeah.
I mean, she had half a plan.
Half a plan. Well, like, was she just gonna let them bury her?
Maybe she could have left a note for like Lisle and said like, keep track of where my body is. Can you please like unbury me?
Come find me in like 2 months after the trial has happened.
Right. Like maybe I'll just sleep it off. So Ernest and Matt are setting up their supplies when Helen gets up from the water with a hole in her stomach, and they both freak out. Ernest is in shock, but Matt quickly finds her pin and goes to find one on Helen. Ernest thinks it's another miracle, but the found pin tells otherwise. Matt and Helen ask each other when they took the potion and how much it cost, when Ernest says it isn't a miracle. It's a curse now.
Honestly,
Helen,
it is.
Yeah. Helen hits Matt with a shovel and they start fighting.
Oh my gosh, when Helen was swinging the shovel, you could see this green screen on her stomach.
Can you really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible. I don't think I was looking at her stomach.
I kept seeing like little green stuff on her stomach, and I was like, she's wearing a red shirt. What's going on?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It was bad.
So Ernest tries to stop them, but he gives up and goes upstairs. Mad goes to form a truce after a while because they can't inflict any pain on each other. But Helen won't have it and wants her revenge for the pain Mad gave her for each man that she stole. But Mad says it was Helen who started it when her and her friends called her cheap and not invite her to her parents' house for the parties that she had. Helen gives excuses for it, but doesn't admit that she actually called Mad cheap. But Mad won't let it go and wants Helen to admit it. They both walk to the couch and admit that they hurt each other and apologize. I don't think they meant it. Yeah.
Why were they friends?
This is 100%
toxic friendship.
Yeah, toxic friendship. Or you're okay with each other for maybe 2 seconds out of the day, and then the rest you're
fighting.
Yeah, you're fighting, you're planning the demise of the other,
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me. So Helen and Mad then go to Ernest because they're BFFs now and apologize for their actions downstairs and act all buddy-buddy. But Ernest tells them that he's leaving. But they say that he has to fix them before leaving. He agrees, but only on the condition that they let him leave when he's done and never find him ever again. Later, Helen and Mad are raving about their touch-ups when Mad goes to get something off Helen. Some of the paint comes off too.
Oh, I thought that was her skin. I thought her skin was filling off. Okay.
Not because they're dead, so technically their bodies are cold and gray.
Oh.
So they have to look quote unquote alive. So they start to worry about their future complexions, and Helen says that they have to make Ernest take the potion. Matt and Helen come up with a plan and show up to Ernest and give him a drink, which is the glass is covered with narcanol. And before he goes to drink it, starts to talk and pours out the drink because he says he's an alcoholic before leaving. Because he is. Matt then hits him in the head with a vase, and so does Helen. And they save him before he actually falls down the stairs because they hit him
on the stairs.
Yeah, same spot where Matt died. Ernest wakes up in Lisle's house, and when she gets out of the pool, tells him that she's glad he's awake and offers him a gift and gives him the same demonstration that she gave Mad with the potion.
But for some reason, he doesn't have to pay.
Yeah, he doesn't. They were literally just going to give it to him.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what... I mean, she did say the price was different for each person, but she's still...
So his price is nothing.
I guess.
Okay.
I guess. So he is impressed, and she commends him on stopping time for other people that he's worked on and asks him to do the same for himself this time. But before he can take the potion, he stops and asks what he'll do with his eternal life and how he'll feel when the people around him die, and says that they should be stopped. Lisle's men go to stop him, but she says he won't get far because of his age. Ernest ends up in the party upstairs, and we see a bunch of people there and some past actors that they're saying live forever now.
Yeah, like Elvis was there.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe was there. It's a lot.
Apparently anyone who's died seemingly young.
Yeah.
And was famous.
Yeah.
Lives eternally now.
So is Biggie and Tupac in there too?
Oh, I hope so. That would really give weight to the rumors that Tupac is living in Cuba.
Yo, it really would. That was a mist. That was a mist.
But this was before.
Oh, it was before.
Died,
damn.
So, but they're there now.
They're there now. Yeah. They've been added to the party. So the party is then interrupted by Chagall when Helen and Mad notice that Ernest is looking a little pale still, and they find out that he hasn't taken the potion and go after him. Chagall says that Lisle is on her way, and Ernest gets in an elevator and goes up after the room is sealed. Once off the elevator, he is chased by the two Dobermans from earlier, but he gets away. He ends up on the roof and with no way out, but finds an exit across the roof. Ernest climbs the roof, and Matt and Helen catch up to him and spook him enough that he almost falls off the roof. He is caught by his suspenders on the gutter and swings out to them, but isn't close enough to get pulled in. Mad tells him to take the potion because that's the only way he'll survive. The gutter keeps breaking and they keep begging, and when they say they need him, he drops the potion and his suspenders break and drops him into the pool below, which he survives, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And it was very high.
It was super high, and he crashes through a glass ceiling.
Yeah, into a pool that couldn't have been deeper than like 6 feet.
Yeah. He should not have come out alive.
No.
But Ernest survives, and he gets out of the pool and goes to leave by stealing a car as Lisle, Matt, and Helen come outside. Matt and Helen are on the hunt to find him, but they can't. And they then vow to depend on one another to keep themselves looking good forever.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't. Spoiler alert, it does not. 37 years later, Ernest's funeral is going on. We learn that he got married at 50, had 2 sons and 4 daughters, and spread the good word to the world and lived a good life. In the back is Matt and Helen wearing shrouds, laughing at the program. Helen has something in her eye, and when she pulls her little handkerchief away, notices that some of the paint on her face is coming off. And so they cause a fuss trying to find a can of spray paint that they use for their skin. So to the point that they just have to leave. And when the pastor says that he learned the secret to eternal life and youth, they turn around. But he just says that he found it through his family and his good actions. And Mad and Helen just like, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So outside, Helen and Mad take off the shroud, and they look terrible, by the way.
Literally, that was the last note I put. They look gross.
Yeah, they look grody. Like you think after 37 years they'd learn how to at least do something better than whatever's going on there.
Yeah, because it looked like they had paper mache mask on.
Yeah, it looked like they were just gluing things to their face at some point.
Looked awful.
As they talk, the can of spray paint is on a step outside, and they argue right above it. When Helen goes to take a step down, she slips on the can and goes to fall, and when Mad won't help her, drags her down with her, and they fall down a couple of stairs and break into pieces.
Yeah, that was weird.
But they're still alive.
Yeah. How are they going to explain that to whoever walks by?
All right. At that point, just that's it.
And will they ever die? Or
I don't know. Because yeah, I don't. I think they have to wait until their bodies literally just disintegrate, which is happening very quickly, by the way.
like, or are they just going to be ash in a couple of hundred of years still talking?
I guess. I mean, I guess that's why Lisle tells them to take care of themselves.
But like, doesn't your body like age on its own? So like, how well is taking care of yourself going to do for you?
I have no idea. Oh, but that's the end of the movie, by the way. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yay!
So, I'm gonna hit you with some movie facts.
Okay.
Meryl Streep accidentally scarred Goldie Hawn's cheek with a shovel during the fight scene.
Were they using real shovels?
I don't think so, but whatever they were made out of was tough enough to cut Goldie Hawn's cheek and leave a scar.
Why was it not made out of foam?
I don't know. I guess you could tell the difference. I don't know.
Okay.
A pneumatic bra was built to create the effect where Meryl Streep's breasts become higher and firmer after drinking the potion, but the effect didn't look realistic enough. So in order to get the shot, Meryl Streep's dresser stood behind her out of sight to the camera and pushed her breast up into position.
Hilarious. I love it. How'd they do her butt?
I don't know. Maybe they had a pneumatic underwear for her too. I honestly don't know. So Meryl Streep declared the film her first, last, and only time working with special effects. She
That's
said it.
Not true.
Really?
She was in Into the Woods.
Oh, you're right. She's a liar.
She's a liar.
She said it was like going to the dentist, doing the special effects shots.
I don't mind going to the dentist.
Yeah,
Never
me
have.
neither.
Never have.
So the original ending filmed for this movie was radically different than the one that we saw. At the end of the first cut, Bruce Willis's character Ernest met and fell in love with a bartender played by Tracy Ullman, who helped him fake his own death and escaped the mortal cult to live happily ever after.
Okay.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, great.
I see why they dropped it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the funeral was a lot funnier.
Yeah.
So, is this movie iconic or not?
It was good, but I'm going to say no.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it. Will I watch it again? Maybe not. But I laughed a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I was not aware that Bruce Willis was in this movie.
Yeah, me neither.
Because I've seen the like poster for it before.
He does not look like Bruce Willis.
Did not know that was Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
But yay.
Yeah.
I want Meryl Streep to do more comedies.
Me too.
And
Also, can we get Bruce Willis to do it too? Because
Yeah.
I like him playing the dumb male.
What the fuck was that, Kelley?
I don't know. What's going on in my neighborhood?
That scared the crap out of me. What was that?
Oh shit! It's an ambulance.
Oh, who died?
Bruh, we've had that before here. Don't say that.
Oh no. Okay, I take it back.
Take it back, please.
uh, yeah, but back to the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I want, and also, where is Goldie Hawn? She has not been in anything in a hot minute.
Yeah, where is she? Like what I feel like she hasn't done a movie in years.
I mean, I think she just did a Christmas movie with her husband
Really?
like last year, but
Oh,
other than that,
she's 75?
I have not seen her in anything.
Wow.
Maybe her 10 years hit and she can't be in the spotlight anymore. Who knows?
Maybe she's doing TV now. Solely, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh no, she was in the Christmas Chronicles.
That's what it was. Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah, her last movie was last year.
Okay.
The Christmas Chronicles too.
I have not seen a single one of those movies.
Me
But
neither.
okay.
But yeah, okay. I kind of think it's iconic.
Okay.
It's a good movie. Oh, what the? Sorry. It's a really good movie. It's pretty funny.
Yes.
I do like the love-hate relationship between Matt and Helen because you just know they just hate each other more than they actually like each other.
Yeah, they should not be together at all.
They really shouldn't, but the fact that they're stuck together for eternity is just hilarious. Like, y'all deserve that.
They do. They really do.
Also, I'd like to see Bruce Willis as the bumbling idiot more often.
Yeah.
I feel like he played that very well.
Yeah.
Like, action, you were good in those movies, but can we get just one more?
He's kind of too old to be doing action anymore. So yeah, let's start doing
Yeah,
the
why
bumbling
not?
idiot.
Yeah, come on now. I'm sure there's roles for that somewhere.
You can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Any recommendations this week?
Yes. I have two.
Okay.
My first one is Don't Take Me Home by Tori Kelly. Love that song. The only song I like on that album, because the rest of the album I think is boring.
Oh, okay.
Boring. That was her quarantine album, right? Like the album she made in quarantine.
Yeah.
Boring. Yeah, but she put crack in Don't Take Me Home. She really did. So yeah, listen to that. And then my second one is a documentary type show on Netflix called The Movies That Made Us. They go into depth about movies that everyone loves. I just finished watching the Pretty Woman episode. Did you know that most of that movie is like improvised? Like, it was not in the script at all.
I can believe that because I know that the necklace reveal scene was improvised.
But like most of that movie is like the script and the movie not the same.
Really?
At all. In fact, the movie was supposed to be way darker.
Oh.
And then it somehow ended up being a comedy. Don't know how that happened.
What the heck?
Don't know how it happened at all. But yeah, watch it. It's a good thing. I'm going to watch the Jurassic Park episode soon, I hope. Can't wait to learn about that movie. But yeah.
Okay. I only have one recommendation this week.
Okay.
It is a song by Evan McIntosh called Cocoa Pebbles.
You always have the most interesting song titles.
I really do.
You really do.
It's not your normal song. I will just say that.
Is it like the Reese's Puff song? Reese's Puff. Eat it up.
Reese's Puff. No, it's not.
Love songs about cereals.
Yeah, kind of. That's, I think, the closest description I can make. But yeah, go give Cocoa Pebbles a try.
Okay,
the song, not the cereal. Unless you've never tried the cereal, then
I haven't. I don't like chocolate, but yeah.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Well, that was a mess. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have Twitter and Instagram. They're both at SYTYI Podcast. We also have a YouTube that is doing very well in India
Let's go.
because of our The Mummy episode.
Really?
13,000 views.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
That's incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah, so like go listen to old episodes there.
Yeah.
Also don't forget to send us your movie requests and your movie stories at our email, sytyi@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you know anything about any of the stuff we were talking about, please email us.
Yes, please.
Is
We're just gonna,
is that
yeah.
plasma thingy real?
Yes.
If it is
Narcanol.
it safe? Yeah. Please let us know.
Please.
Do you also believe that Tupac lives in Cuba?
Great. Do you think he took the
The potion?
potion?
Please let us know.
Yes.
Also, you can share us with your friends and your family. Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, please.
5 stars, please.
Please and thank you.
Also, I'm just gonna brush through this because I've said it 1,052,000 times. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.